to What's Right with the World with your host, Glenn Ambrose.
Hey everybody, welcome to What's Right with the World. So Ben, what are we talking about today? Good stuff.
Yeah, definitely good stuff.
Oh, good.
Our first story this week is from a bunch of different news sources. NASA happily reports that the Earth is greener with more trees than 20 years ago, and it's mostly thanks to China and India. And they have a great satellite picture of the Earth, and it's how green it is now. And you can see how big the green patches are in China and India. And they say that this is mostly due to ambitious agricultural programs in both countries. In 2017, India broke its own world record with the most trees planted after volunteers planted 66 million saplings in just 12 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So China also has an ambitious tree planting program. So basically that's the first story is the world is getting greener, and it comes from two of the biggest population centers in the world.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. It always blows me away from the general consensus of things and what the reality is. The differences. I mean, the general consensus is that we're just destroying our earth in every way, shape, or form, constantly, consistently, and it's getting worse. That's just the general consensus. And then all of a sudden you start finding out things like this. And it doesn't mean that we've stopped destroying the earth. It doesn't mean that everything's okay and we can just go have a beer now, but what it does mean is that people are doing things to, on a grand scale to change things. And it's phenomenal. It does. And people wonder why I have hope for the future. Well, this is why.
Speaking of hope for the future is kind of the theme of today's episode. Last week it was just feel good news stories. This week it's something else. So our second story comes from Forbes. Scientists just pulled CO2 from the air and turned it into coal. They actually turned it into carbon, which can burn. So basically, everybody knows that one of the reasons for like the ozone layer and stuff is the high levels of CO2 in the air. And scientists have discovered a way to take the CO2 out of the air and turn it back into carbon. Now, at the moment, it has a negative emissions. It's not completely neutral as far as like it takes more energy to pull it out than they're getting it back in. But this is a huge step towards storing solar power, storing wind power, because they'd be able to take that and turn it into carbon. So it's there's a lot of scientific news around that, and it's a complex subject, but overall it's a really positive story.
Wow. Yeah, it is. If whatever you look for, you'll find. And we're looking for not only solutions, but solutions that reverse problems, which is amazing. We're finding something that is negative for our environment. We're trying to take that and turn it into a positive. That's some spiritual stuff right there, man.
Yeah. All right. So our third story is along the same lines. It's not environmental, but it is another big step towards something better in the future. This is from the BBC. A UK man is free of HIV with new stem cells, and this is the second time that this has happened. And basically, what happened was they did. A UK patient's HIV has become undetectable following a stem cell transplant. It has they don't want to say that he's cured, but basically they were trying to do something different for a cancer that that was happening with this person, and both the cancer and HIV have gone into remission due to this treatment. Now, they say it's not a practical treatment for everybody at the moment, but it's something that's leading that way.
Right. And that's a lot of, how things go. I mean, it's, it's a step in the right direction, and we keep following it. And it's amazing, how far we've come. I mean, in the 80s, HIV was a death sentence. And, now here we are, 40 years later, and it's completely different, which is ironic. I just watched a documentary on Studio 54
yeah.
the other day on Netflix, and I was like, and they're talking about it, and it's like how far we've come is amazing, with the technology that we have. So it really does give us a lot of hope for the future. Major progress, man.
For sure. Definitely. So basically what I, now is the time that we talk about what's right with your world this week. Are you going to make me go first? Like
Yes.
you usually do?
I don't usually. Do I?
I don't know.
I think I do.
I feel like I'm always
go first.
I feel like I'm always on the spot. You go first.
All right. I'll go first, and then we'll replay all these to find out the truth. So what's right with my world? I think my perspectives are getting clearer and clearer, which is nice. It's like I just noticed yesterday or the day before, I noticed that my slow weeks have been busy lately. And sometimes when things are busy, like there's so much to do, you don't really take, like it doesn't seem like you're getting that much done because there's still so much to do. And so I was feeling a little bit that way, and I just kind of automatically slowed down. I was like, well, let's look at this realistically here. Like I highly doubt it feels like you've been doing more than usual and you're not getting anything done. So I looked back and I was like, well, I finished like 3 big projects that I was working on, all kind of wrapped up at once. And I'm like, holy crap, I can't believe all the stuff that I've gotten done, like big things over the last week. That's amazing. Like if I were to tell anybody what I actually got done, they would be like, oh my God, Glenn, that's amazing. That's profound. I can't believe you got that much done. But subconsciously, my mind wanted to dismiss all that and just go, well, you had last week and this week, and that are usually your slower weeks where you get all this stuff done, and look at these little things that you usually get done in those weeks that you didn't even get done. Like my mind wanted to focus on the stuff that I didn't accomplish when I had accomplished all this profound stuff. So it was really nice that, I slowed down enough to see that and really give myself credit and feel good and enjoy the things that I got done. So that's it. Should I touch on the things, Ben?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll give you guys a sneak preview into some of the stuff that's getting done. So I finished the content for my first book.
Woo!
Holy crap. So now it's just a matter of editing and putting it together and stuff. I settled in on my first retreat that's going to be held in Panama in July of 2019. So that's going to be announced soon. I'm not technically announcing it yet. That's going to be probably announced over the next week or two. So, I mean, that, and I'm doing a summit that just fell into my lap, and there was one or two other things, but I was like, holy crap, man, all this happened in like a week. That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. And those are some big announcements, actually, that you just did.
Yeah, so this is a little sneak peek for those people that listen and pay close attention. Everybody else is going to find out about this stuff later.
Yeah. All right, so my turn now, I guess.
Yes. Now that the pressure's off.
Yeah. I had a cool week. I've had a cool – the past week was cool. And you and I talked about that before we came on air. But I'm going to say what's right with my world this week is this coming Saturday, I'm officiating a wedding.
Big deal.
Yeah. And the bride sent me her vows. The groom is sending me his vows today. I read them both. I told them what I thought, which they didn't have to do, but they wanted to. And I did something sort of special that it's a surprise for them, so I can't tell you guys what it is. But Glenn knows what it is.
I do.
And
it's cool.
It's cool. I heard the maid of honor speech last night, a little bit of it. And it's cool. There's a lot of planning, and it's a hectic week and stuff, but it's fun, and it's nice to, talk about and celebrate love, and it's a happy time. So yeah, all that stuff is pretty cool, and it's making for a nice week.
Yeah. And Ben's got a lot of other good stuff going on too. It's just, boy, man, I think we're just kind of opening up and going with 2019, and it's really turning out well.
Yeah, March is coming in like a lion.
Roar.
All right, so if you want video of this episode or any other episode of the show, check out patreon.com/Glenn Ambrose. Lots of exclusive stuff on there. A lot of fun stuff on Patreon. Best way to support the show. Subscribe, share it with your friends, all of that stuff. If you want life coaching or anything else for Glenn, check out glennambrose.com. Glenn, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think that's it, man. It's just all good stuff. In the flow now. Hope for the future. Love and life.
All right.
So that'll do it for today. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk at you soon.
Glenn is available for life coaching sessions. To book an appointment or for more information, go to glennambrose.com, follow him on Facebook and Twitter, or click the link in the description of this episode.